What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be getting to episode 3 of this series. The season predictions for every NFL team. So far, we have done the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. If you want to go and check out those videos, you may do so. But let's dive into the predictions here. We have the Tennessee Titans this time, and before we start out with with my Tennessee Titans predictions, I just want to say I think that this Titans team is getting slept on this year. This team has a really good defense. I think they had a really solid draft with Peter Skronsky. Their offensive line is getting better. Ryan Tannehill is just still a good QB. He'll lead this team to be decent. And then I think that Treylon Burks, their wide receiver, is going to take some steps. This is a team led by Mike Vrabel. I mean, this is a really freaking good coach team, as well as obviously Derrick Henry. This team is getting slept on. I am telling you, last year they were just competing for a spot in the postseason with a backup QB. I forgot his name, but they almost beat the Jaguars on the road, and they could have been in the postseason there. So that this team, I'm just saying, don't sleep on Tennessee. This is a good team. This is a well-coached team, and I think they're getting overlooked. But anyway, let's get into this predictions here. Starting out with the first matchup, we have the Titans versus the Saints. And I do think a first game against New Orleans, week 1, it's going to be rough. The Saints are a good team. I think they fall to New Orleans. But then you get the next matchup against the Chargers. I think at home in that Tennessee crowd, I think they'll be able to win that one. It's a close one, though. And then you got a game against the Browns. Tough game on the road. I think the Browns take it with Deshaun Watson, as well as another loss. I mean, it's kind of been turning into a kind of a rivalry here between the Bengals and the Titans, the way they've met. But I do think that the Bengals are going to win that one. So the Titans all of a sudden find themselves at 1-3. That is not good. They want to be better. But then they got a game against the Colts. I think they fall again. I think they drop to 1-4. A tough game against a division rival. I do think that the Colts are good enough to win that one. So 1-4, you get another tough matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. And I do think that they take this one. I think that they get their second win of the year before the bye week to advance to 2-4. Obviously, it's been a rough start, but getting that win against the Ravens will help. So a 2-4 start to the year for the Titans. Let's move on to this next week. They got the Atlanta Falcons coming off the bye and being at home. I think they'll be able to win that one. Then you got a Thursday night game, a shorter game. I think that with that bye week, it kind of helps the Titans a bit. They don't have to come into this one with like 2 weeks in a row. They had that rest. And I do think they'll be able to beat Pittsburgh. I know it's a tough game on the road, but I think that they'll be able to get it done. So all of a sudden, the Titans find themselves at 4-4, 500 on the year, 2-3 big wins in a row here. I do think that they drop one to the Buccaneers, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Tampa Bay, but it's a good Buccaneers team. And then on the road against Jacksonville, I think that they're going to lose that one. You get a game against Carolina, 4-6. Honestly, I think that the Carolina Panthers go on the road and take it against Tennessee. Another tough loss. That's a team that I think at that point on in the year, Bryce Young and the Panthers are going to need that win desperately. I think they get it. So the Titans are now in a rough spot, 4-7. They won 3 straight. Now they lose 3 straight. Let's see if they can finish off the year strong. You never know. If they can play well these next few weeks, they might have a chance. I do think that they could beat the Colts and even up that series. The Dolphins, I think they're going to lose to on the road on Monday Night Football. That's just a very tough matchup for them. All right, and then you got a 5-8 team. At this point, you never know. If you can win out, you get 4 games. If you can win out, you might be able to sneak in the postseason. You never know. I think that they could beat the Texans. I think they sweep the Texans. Or, sorry, spoiler alert, but we'll just chalk that one up for now because I said it. Oops. I do think that they sweep the Texans this season. But against Seattle, it's a rough game, a rough team. The Seahawks are a good team. I think that they drop it in an unfortunate loss to the Seahawks. But against the Jaguars, I think that they can even up the series against them. So that is the final record. You see that they are going to be 8-9 on the year. Ignore all of this. I'm looking at their ranks here. Or yeah, actually, wrong ranks. So we're just for the Titans. I'm sorry, but they're not going to be able to go off this. But record is going to be 8-9. Division's going to be 4-2. Their conference record is going to be 7-5, and then their ignore all a home 6-3 versus a 2-6 on the road. Ignore all this. I didn't have it up for now, but sorry, Tennessee Titans fans, you're not going to be able to see that. Maybe at the next episode I'll throw it in there, but yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the third episode of this series with the Titans. Next time we will be doing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, peace out.